welcome to the NYXUS Podcast. I'm your host, Melany Nyx. Yes, two times in a row tonight. I'm so lucky to. I know you guys are gonna pop in anytime now. Tonight I have Al from RAVAGE, amazing band. I was introduced to them last week, and I was not mad about it. I was actually pretty happy about it. How you doing tonight?
Good, good.
You want to give us a little introduction? I know there's other members that are not here tonight, but let's you know introduce them.
Yeah, I'm the singer of the band. My brother Eli plays guitar. He's been with the band since the beginning, which we came together in the mid '90s. Really, it was really just me and him to begin with. I was playing drums and singing at the same time, and then we eventually found a drummer. I ended up being the singer, uh, and we've had a lot of different lineups over the years, but the current lineup is our longtime guitarist, Nick Izzo. He plays second lead guitar. And we've got Tommy Grimaldi, Tommy G on the bass, and Antonio, Tony Belchior on the drums.
Very cool, very cool. So you guys have been together for a long time, making some awesome music. How many albums do you guys have out?
We've been together for a long, long time, but we don't have many albums.
Okay.
Our first full-length album came out in 2005. It was just released by a small German label, Carthago Records.
Nice.
And after that, we realized the production was so bad on it, we wanted to record it, re-record it immediately. And there were all kinds of problems with that. There's a whole story to that album and how it took so long to get it out, and how we weren't happy with the eventual product of it. But anyway, long story short, we ended up putting out the second album with Metal Blade Records in 2009. And then there was a long gap where we were just kind of putting out singles and trying to record an album. We couldn't get it done. And then we ended up re-recording the first album and getting that out in 2017, which was we called Return of the Spectral Rider. The original recording was called Spectral Rider.
Okay.
And then now we've got our latest album that's coming out. It'll be out in April 19th, and it's called Spider on the World. And that's going to be really our third, you could call it our third full-length album.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, the recording process has changed a lot since the access, how it's accessible right now, just to record from home, to do everything from home. I mean, I'm sitting in my bedroom / recording area. It's crazy how we couldn't have done this in 1990s. Like when I was a teen, I couldn't have dreamt of this, and being able to make music at home. I mean, it's pretty cool how everything's evolved. How do you like how the sound changed, though? From recording on tapes to recording now in, studio, in, format.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the best sounding albums for me were probably albums that were recorded in the early 90s, because you had that sort of digital tape sound where you had the cleanness of digital, and people were still recording on tape, but with computers, and people were still spending a lot of money, and producing is kind of an art. So you had the best people who had been recording for a long time, and they had a lot of experience in the studios. So I don't know if things are necessarily ever going to sound quite like that again. But
I don't think so.
I think now is the closest we've gotten to that, where the home studio stuff has gotten to the point where you can kind of emulate that sound. You can almost emulate anything because of the computers. So technology has advanced so much that now you can spend $5,000 recording an album that used to cost $500,000. So
absolutely. And now we're in a studio. Oof.
Yeah.
You know, get those vocals down, get them down. Like, let's go. You don't have much time. What's one of your most memorable shows?
Probably our most memorable show was playing the Headbangers Open Air in Germany in 2018. That was our biggest show. Got to play for a great crowd. People knew our songs. So anytime you can do that, where you play to people who are really into your music, know your music, and are fans, that's the top. That's what we do this for. So
absolutely. Keith from Nightfall says plugins can make it sound like you're still recording on tape. It's crazy. It is. It is. What you can do now is insane. It's crazy how the music hit overseas. A lot of bands that I talked to that were present in the 90s and the 80s, they hit overseas before they ever hit it big here. I was talking with Skinner, who's now lead singer for Forbidden.
Oh yeah.
Forbidden was huge overseas before they really, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's like rock over there, metal over there is like, they want it, they crave it. Like, you guys, it's just, for me, I was like, wow, it's insane how many bands hit it really big over there. Like you guys, Germany, with the first album.
Yeah, I think there's just a different appreciation for heavy metal music over there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly why that is.
I think they like the American sound. They like the they like the music is, it's a language. It's I don't know. We'll have to ask them. I'll have to try to find that information.
Yeah, it's funny because we're probably trying to play a more European sound, like a more German influenced or British influenced music, and we're Americans, and it ends up translating over there better.
I mean, it's translating somewhere, so you're doing something good. I mean, to play overseas and to get, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. What made you want to play music? Like, what artist? What gave you that?
Going way back, it was probably seeing Alice Cooper and Skid Row on MTV in the late 80s. Just seeing those music videos, probably right around 1990 or 89. And then when I started picking up the drums was the first instrument that I really took to. It was Metallica. Trying to imitate or emulate Lars Ulrich and what Metallica was doing. And then when I discovered Iron Maiden, and that kind of blew my mind, and I was just blown away by the drums on Nico McBrain and Clive Burr and then the singing, of course. So those were the big influences when I started, was Metallica, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, discovering Judas Priest tapes, and Ozzy, and then proceeding more to the underground stuff. But those were the beginnings of it.
I mean, MTV, there's nothing like MTV today. I mean, I miss it. I miss watching those videos. Keith says Maiden. Absolutely. Some classics. What's the story behind the name Ravage?
It's funny. The band started, before it was a band. It was just kind of an idea in my head. I don't know where I came across the word exactly, but I just thought it would be the coolest name for a heavy metal band. And of course, if I started the band today, I would not, probably wouldn't use a one-word name, and wouldn't use Ravage because it's been used so many times. You want to do something that's, original and stands out. But at the time, this was before the Metal Archives, before the internet. In the early 90s, I think I was in a library or something.
Before you could double check and triple check to make sure nobody has the same name, yes.
Yeah, basically, you just went to a record store. They had those back then, and you
Yes.
look through the racks, and if you don't see something that's got that title, as a kid, you think, this, oh, that's never been done. That's cool and original. So,
Yeah, and then the internet comes out. You're like, holy fuck.
oh yeah,
It's everywhere.
a
Fuck.
page of Ravages, and then it's funny because you go on the Metal Archives, and this just you can think of the most obscure heavy metal band name, and you can find 10 of them, 10 bands that have been that. So,
Absolutely. And some weird names too. You're like, there's no way somebody thought about this,
yep,
and then
yep.
it's there. I guarantee you it's fucking there. Um, well, I want to listen to your music, and we have a few people here with us. So, where are we going first? Ravage in Peace or Man-Made Ice Age? Which one you want to do first?
Well, Ravage in Peace is the latest, so you can throw that on there if you like.
Awesome. And how was this one created? What's the inspiration behind Ravage in Peace?
Well, the music for the song was written by Nick, and he tends to come up with our shorter, faster, thrashier music because we're kind of an odd band that we play more or less traditional heavy metal, but we kind of run the gamut between very melodic new wave of British heavy metal and pretty thrashy music. So he just kind of veers toward more of the thrash stuff. So he brought us this demo, and it was pretty much 90% put together music wise. And then years ago, my brother Eli had he's the other guitarist in the band. He'd come up with this drawing of this gravestone which said "Ravage in Peace," and I never knew what it meant. R.I.P. But I thought, I should always, at some point, I should use that as a song title. And then what happened was it kind of fleshed out the lyrics based on an article I'd read about actually nuclear submarines that were sunk in the ocean. So,
Okay.
so it's kind of a weird song. It's a short, thrashy song about nuclear submarines. So.
I fucking love it. All right, well, Ravage in Peace, guys. Ravage in peace. Those high notes. Those high notes. Did they come easy to you, or did you have to work at those, getting those really high?
They definitely didn't come easy to me. I think just in the last few years, actually, I've tried to kind of go into different places and expand the range. Do some King Diamond type stuff. And yeah, starting out, I mean, our thing was trying to be more the low vocals power metal band, or more like Iced Earth. But just as things progressed, I was like, oh, why don't I try to sing a little higher? Why don't I try these screams? And we've always worked in some kind of high stuff, but it's kind of just expanded through the years, do more and more.
Well, it's nice. We never stop, right? There's always something that we could do better, that we could keep pushing. Sorry, my dog distracted me. He jumped on the bed and stole my girlfriend's corn dog.
Well.
You lost your food. Sorry about that. Going live is always magical in this house. There's always something happening. The kids are not here right now, so it's quieter than usual. Do you have any of those, what is it, unpopular opinion, like, a band maybe that a lot of people would love, that you're like, without throwing shade, you know what I mean? I respect the Beatles. Like, I'll give you an example. I respect the Beatles for what they do, but I'm not a huge fan.
I gotta say, I'm also in that camp. Yeah,
There
I
you go.
never got into the Beatles. Yeah.
Like, I respect what they did for music. I can, but I'm just, no, not a huge fan.
Yeah, I think many musicians you talk to, of any kind of genre of music, will say the Beatles are a big influence, but I never really listened to the Beatles. Never got into them. Yeah.
No, me neither. And it's nothing, like I said, it's no shade. It's just didn't happen for me. If you could build your own tour lineup, let's say Ravage and 4 other bands, who would it be?
Oh, let's see. Taylor Swift, Britney Spears. Oh, jeez.
The Oops, I Did Again tour.
Yeah. No, it's funny. We were on a radio interview back in, I think it was 2009, when we were on Metal Blade Records, and they asked the same question, like, what band would you really like to tour with? And I said Britney Spears. And I think if you say that today, nobody would even know who that is. So.
I mean, she's pretty. I mean, if you don't know her for her music, you know her for her Instagram right now and her twirly videos, and people saying, what is it, she's a shapeshifter, or she's her sister. There's a lot of controversy going on around her right now. So she's known for a lot of other reasons than Oops, I Did It Again now.
Yeah, the kids probably wouldn't even know she's a musician or something.
No, she's just that weird lady on Instagram right now. Yeah. Gio said Slayer is evidently an option now.
Oh, yeah. No more touring for Slayer. They
always come back.
Obviously, the dream, I guess, would be to open for Iron Maiden. You can't get a bigger metal, like a traditional heavy metal show than that. But as far as bands we could realistically play with, I think a really cool tour would be if we could play with, like Lizzie Borden, or some of the underground bands that are really good right now, like Traveler, who just came out with an album today. Night Demon, bands like that. Just get on. So, I mean, any band of we've actually, luckily played with a lot of bands that were influences for us. We've gotten to open for them at sporadic times throughout the years, like Metal Church or Overkill, or even we played Manowar's festival one year. So, we've got to play with a lot of cool bands, and we would really like to get on, any good show. We play with anybody.
I mean, every opportunity is, it has to be taken, small or big. You never know who's that person in the audience. Even there's only 2 or 3 people, you never know who those 2 or 3 people are. You just give it your all. It's cool that you get to share the stage with people that influenced you growing up. That's really awesome. All right, the evil question, I guess. An evil curse is placed on you, and you can only listen to one song for the rest of your life. What is it?
Oh no! Wow, that's a tough one. It's kind of like a trick question too, because we do want it to be a long song or a short song.
Do you want to have lyrics or not have lyrics?
Yeah, like would you get sick of listening to music? Would I have to listen to it constantly, or I could only listen to that song, but I could just listen to it once a week or something?
Oh, you can listen to it. Is every time you press play on anything, that's the song that starts.
Oh man. Let's see. I mean, there's so many great songs. Probably something from either Judas Priest Painkiller album, like Hell Patrol,
Right.
or even like from the Firepower album. That's a really good album.
Right. Some good music, yeah.
Yeah, or an Iron Maiden song, maybe like Murders in the Rue Morgue or Twilight Zone or something like that.
That's some good choices. I like that. Fun question. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
I think it would be cool to have a super memory where you could. There are probably people in the world who have a great photographic memory, but almost be able to like rewind. I wouldn't necessarily want to go back in time, but to be able to look back in time,
Yeah.
in like high definition, that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. For sure. Do you come from? Well, you said your brother's in the band with you. Other than you and your brother, anybody else plays music in the family?
Yeah, my older brother. So my younger brother's in the band. My older brother kind of inspired us because he got into punk rock and he started his own punk band, and so he was a guitarist, and then we actually ended up in the last couple of years we actually formed another band with him, a punk band called Ruffian Dick, and we've been playing with that band a lot. So I play drums in that band, and my other brother plays guitar, and my other brother's a singer. So yeah, it's kind of a musical family.
Very cool. Chris was on the episode right before you, so cool. Here he is supporting. What's up, Chris? Well, that's cool that you guys are all musical like that. Let's jump to the song, Man-Made Ice Age. What are we talking about here?
Well, it's funny. A lot of the comments on the song when we released it were kind of like criticizing the lyrics being about climate change or global warming and stuff. The irony of that is that the lyrics are about people not getting along, people being too stuck in their own sort of political bubbles, and it's about the climate between people. The man-made ice age is people being cold to one another, and people taking political stuff too seriously, and how if we don't eventually find a way of getting along, then the real world problems and climate change are going to destroy us because we're not going to find solutions to our problems. So that's what the lyrics are all about. It's about people not getting along. And then the music is just very sort of straightforward, Judas Priesty, double bass, lots of guitar attacking and lots of lead guitar attacking and very melodic songs. So that's what it is.
Very nice introduction. Well, here we go, guys. We'll be right back after this song from RAVAGE. There you have it, guys. A lot of good comments here. Love it. Very primal fear. Picking up an 80s vibe if it drank a monster. Agree with Chris. Dig it. Gio said this is a song to play once you get there, not while driving. You'll blow your engine. I agree. I agree. It's a very good song. Very good song. Very 80s vibe. Yes. I love it. Where do you find the inspiration for the music?
Well, I don't write I don't write the music, so I can't really say.
For the lyrics?
I write the lyrics.
There you go. Where do you find the inspiration for those? Six Scars says that high note. Those high notes, though. I know, right? I said something about those earlier. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the inspiration for that is definitely Rob Halford, and probably some King Diamond. But as far as the lyrics go, I've always tried to kind of meld how I'm feeling about a certain issue, be it political or something that happened in my life, with something that's bigger, something that just a bigger concept, and that might be a political idea, or in the case of this song, it's just I'm watching cable news shows and people are biting each other's heads off and just being disgusted by it, being disgusted by the political climate and people online, arguing constantly. And that's where that came from. It was just kind of, there are problems in the world, but we need to find a way to get along, and we're creating a man-made ice age. And not to say that, climate change isn't a big issue, which it definitely is. Kind of the idea behind the song is these issues are out there. If we're, making a big deal of other things, we're never going to be able to tackle the real issues that are happening out there.
Just said, totally see it. I do the same screaming at cable news.
Yeah. You gotta cut the cable.
If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Wow. I guess being a good person, being a good uncle. Just in the last day or two, I became an uncle. So, it'd be great to. Thank you.
A bunch of babies tonight on the show. Oh my God.
Babies, his album's coming out. Babies being born.
Oh my God. So much positive stuff.
Well, it's almost spring,
Right.
But obviously I'd like to be remembered for the music that we made and making some small mark on the metal world. But ultimately it's how you treat the people in your lives, because they're the people who are going to remember you, and they're the people who you're really going to influence.
Absolutely. If you could have a collaboration with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh man, it would be it'd be really cool to be able to sing a song with that Tony Iommi wrote or something. As far as most of the lost metal people that I care about have been singers like Ronnie James Dio or Mike Howe from Metal Church. So I don't know if I'd ever have a chance to collaborate with them in any way, but lots of great guitarists too. So I'd say, if I could sing on a Black Sabbath song or something, that would be really cool. Or Tony Iommi riff.
There you go. That would be pretty cool. If we want to follow Ravage, where would be the best place? Social media has a million platforms for us to use, but we tend to only use one or two, the most. Where would it be for Ravage?
Well, our hub of things, our website is ravagetheearth.com. So if you go to ravagetheearth.com, you can find our Facebook. You can find our new merchandise site where you can order our vinyl version of this record that's coming out. And we're going to have our old merchandise up there soon. But right now there's a pre-order for the vinyl of the new album. So if you go to ravagetheearth.com, it's kind of the hub for all of our links and Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. But ravagetheearth.com.
Awesome. So just your website, that's amazing. And from there we can find everything, find the merch, and remember, guys, merch helps the bands a lot, a lot. Keep streaming the music because, keep loving the artist, but streaming does not pay the bands. If you can get some merch, that helps them a lot. Support the shows, get some merch, get out there and get to go see some shows. We're about to start now. May's gonna get really busy for me. With 2 festivals and a bunch of other shows, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Cool.
Do you have anything you want to say to anybody? Anybody you want to shout out?
I want to shout out to the other guys in Ruffian Dick because they're probably checking this out, and to my recent nephew and my new niece, if they ever watch this.
There you go. There you
go. And everybody out there, thanks for following the band for all these years, and we hope to see you at a show sometime.
Many years to come, hopefully. I mean, there's no age for music. It's what we always said. I had the youngest person I've had on the podcast was 13, and the oldest gentleman was in his 70s. So there's no age for music. Music really has no border, like I said. And I've had people from France. I'd have people from everywhere around the world, which is really, really fucking amazing. I appreciate you taking some time off on your Friday night and rescheduling, because this was the interview for last week, but my kid was really sick, so I messaged Ben. I said, I'm sorry, I have to reschedule tonight. He is not here, so we could do this no problem. But thank you so much for taking the invitation. I appreciate you taking some time to talk to me. Thank you guys for being here. Before I let you go, I have one last question, though.
Sure.
It's the way I close out every episode. Mental health is important, obviously. And this question has a lot of meaning to me. It hits a lot of people, and it can help a lot of people. But if you had the chance to sit down with a younger version of yourself at any age, what would you tell yourself?
Wow. I think I'd say to not take things so seriously in life, because when you get to be my age, when you hit the 40 mark, you realize that you gotta slow down and kind of experience things and take it all in, because life is short. The last 20 years just kind of flew by. So I would say to my younger self, take things seriously, but definitely take the time to take a look around and enjoy things, because you don't know how long you're going to last.
Absolutely.
And life is an amazing thing. Life is, for every moment you can live it. Life is a magical thing.
And you're right that at one point it's like you blink and 10 years, 20 years pass by and you're like, holy shit, what happened? I mean, even just being here, I've been here for 2 years, and I'm like, it's already been that long? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Just looking at the kids growing, I'm like, nah, you guys are growing too fast. I don't like this. I hit the 40s like a few years back. So I'm like, oh, please don't be all like super fast from here. Slow down, like
Slow
you
it
said.
down.
I didn't do everything I've been wanting to do, and you don't know how many days you're promised, so go out there and get it done, guys. But once again, thank you so much for being here. Guys, thank you for being here for part 2 of the show tonight. Make sure you follow them. Make sure you go check out the website. Make sure you add Ravage to your playlists. I know you guys like it. I know Gio, I know Keith, Chris, and probably JT probably really, really enjoyed the music tonight. So thank you very much, guys. Have a good night, and I'll catch you guys next Friday for another episode.
Thanks a lot.